Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. The Flash movie's coming out, so I thought I'd watch something related to that. I could have watched the animated Flashpoint movie, that would have been amazing to watch. But I know this won't be like anything, it'll be similar in terms of like theme, but like the characters and like the exact plot will be a bit different. That one was very cool, like a really weak Superman locked up, Aquaman at war for Wonder Woman. I don't think it's going to be that crazy in this one. So I could have watched that one, but I'm not. And what's left? I could watch Batman 89. Great movie. Chosen not to. I could have watched either version of Justice League, because obviously it introduced the Flash. But the theatre version that the studio released was so bad. Why would I rewatch that? And I don't own it anyway because it's that bad. And there's the 4-hour Snyder Cut, which is so good. Amazing movie. It's injustice if they don't do a part 2. They need to let Snyder finish that. If James Gunn wants to start his new universe, that's fine. I don't mind. I want to see that as well. But they got to do a part 2 to that. After what they did, it was an incredible. Zack did a great job of that. They got to do a part. They got to do another part. Like, it's unfair to not let him do that, and it will make money. So, even if the rumor's true that they want to put it on Netflix, fine, it will make money. Just do it. But anyway, yeah. The point is that's not connected to the Flash movie. It should be, but it's not because they don't want to connect it. And I assume this movie is going to be used to reset the DCU and start a whole new universe. But so yeah, I'm not watching Justice League, either version, the good or the bad version. And where else could I watch BVS? It's got a Flex Batman in it. So what's left is Man of Steel. And I'm watching Man of Steel because I've seen the trailers. And in the trailers, there's an alternate universe Man of Steel where it's not the Man of Steel, it's Supergirl. I'm assuming in that universe Clark Kent dies, because in the trailers she is seen screaming, "What did you do, Zod?" I think that's a reference to Clark's dead. I think so. And I think that's why she's so angry in the trailers. I think she's looking out for revenge. It's not confirmed. Obviously, it's just a Flashpoint universe, so it's not going to matter at the end anyway. They're going to change it back. But in that dark universe, the signs are saying that Clark didn't survive, and Kara survived. Michael Shannon is there as Zod, and that big, I don't know what that thing is called, but that thing that was trying to destroy the Earth, two big machines, that thing is their Metropolis. So it's like alternate Man of Steel, and I think Ben Affleck will be in that scene as well. So yeah, I thought Man of Steel might be the best choice to go with. Could have gone with Flashpoint animated. That would have been great, of course. But I'm trying to go for something that is kind of connected and kind of related, but not completely. And this is the best I could think of, I guess. The DC movies are very muddled up. Like, you're not going to watch Aquaman to watch this, are you? It's all over the place. But look, I love DC. I love Marvel. With Marvel, we got Infinity Saga. Infinity War is everything I wanted from Marvel. I want to see Justice League fighting Darkseid at some point, and I hope James Gunn builds up to that. But we can get it with Snyder, and I hope that they let him do the Snyder Cut Part 2 as well. But yeah, I just wish the best for DC. I want them to do well. The Batman was great. The Batman was amazing. They can do great things. So I'm really hoping it's a good future for them. And I'm hoping that after this Flash movie coming up, hopefully the future is bright. Hopefully it is. But also I hope they finish the Snyder Cut. But apart from the Snyder Cut, I hope this new DCU is what we want, and I hope it builds up to what I want. Is Darkseid coming? It would be like Infinity War on a grander scale. That's how I could describe it. Like, Darkseid is levels above Thanos, and I love Thanos, so I'd love to see that. But anyway, yeah, enough of me talking. It's 2.5 hours long, so I better get started, you know, before it gets too late. I worked till 10 PM, I watch these after. So yeah, let me look at my 4K collection that I love to show off. 4K TV. Yeah, so not all of it's organized properly. Again, I need to clean it. Mentioned that in the previous episode. I'm doing these back to back, by the way, 3 days in a row. F9, what I even watched in the previous episode. Into the Spider-Verse. What am I doing? F9 Into the Spider-Verse, now this, and then Transformers. Probably not tomorrow though, but at some point. It's because I'm on holiday at the end of May, so I'm going to record these a bit early. But they're going to go out like in the weeks where the movies come out. Because they come out one week after the other. So it's a pretty busy June. Anyway, I used to organize these, and some of the organization is still there. Got Kaiju, Pixar, DreamWorks, all the animated stuff there. Bond, a bit of extra Bond. Box, that's just the box set section. But I know I got a Marvel and DC section, so I know where to look, alright? Batman first, because he's my favourite fictional character, so of course. I've got Man of Steel right here, because I got the DCEU in order. I got BVS, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Birds of Prey. Obviously not everything is there, because I don't like everything, obviously, but this is the Holy Grail. Snyder Cut, so good. In 4K as well, looks amazing. The Suicide Squad, loved it. Shazam, Joker, Superman the movie. So this is after DCEU, obviously. This cuts off here. Superman the movie, amazing movie. Watchmen, the ultimate cut. Then there's Star Wars and war movies, buddy cop movies. Anyway, yeah, we're getting sidetracked here. Man of Steel in 4K. It's gonna look like perfection. The quality and the sound, I've seen it in 4K multiple times. It's amazing. And it's also a good movie that's grown on me. I'll talk about it as I press play. I heard some of the score in the menus. The themes in this movie are so good. Zack Snyder and Hans Zimmer, amazing combo. Anyway, yeah, what I mean by grown on me is I didn't like it at first, believe it or not. When I was younger, when I first watched it in cinemas, it just didn't feel like Superman to me. And I understand now what Snyder was trying to do. He was becoming what people wanted him to be in his own way. Henry Cavill is brilliant. He plays the role so perfectly. In the long run, you know, it would have paid off if you let him finish his vision. But genuinely, like, I didn't like it because it didn't feel like Superman, and it wasn't like necessarily like, it's not like I don't want dark characters. My favourite superhero is Batman. He's the darkest superhero there is. Okay, maybe not the darkest there is, but he's up there, right? He's the most popular dark hero. He's terrifying, right? He's brooding, very dark, brutal. He beats people. He does everything to you except to kill you. That's Batman, and I love Batman. It's not like I don't like that sort of stuff. It's just that Superman's supposed to be, you know, brighter, more of a beacon of hope, more like Christopher Reeve. So that's why I didn't like it. But ultimately, I was wrong about that. And Henry Cavill was bloody awesome. And this movie really grew on me. When I appreciated it for what it was, I started to like it more and more, and now I bloody love it. And BVS had its issues, definitely a lot more issues than this movie. But I think if Snyder was allowed to continue after the Snyder Cut Part 2, we would have seen a brighter Superman. I still hope we see it one day. So Snyder Cut Part 1 was so good. They got to do Part 2, please. Please just let him do Part 2. And then if you want to get rid of him after that, then it is what it is. But he's got to be allowed to finish that. Yeah, I grew to appreciate his version of Superman, and Henry Cavill's bloody incredible. And I was so sad to hear when they were getting rid of him, because that Black Adam credit scene got me excited. Black Adam wasn't that great a movie, but I still enjoyed it. But the idea of him fighting Superman, that's a very cool thing. And I'm frustrated we're never going to see that with Henry Cavill. We might still see it, just not with Henry Cavill. But yeah, Henry Cavill's very unlucky to not have that role, because he played it very well, and unfortunately he's not doing it anymore. It's just really sad. There's something I get every time I watch this movie, right? I always forget how much actually happened on Krypton. The opening Krypton sequence is always longer than I think it is. I don't know what it is. Every time I rewatch it, it's the same thing. I'm just like, I'm watching an extended cut. That's what it feels like. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I'm saying, like, every time I see it, because I remember the Earth scenes, like most of the scenes I remember from Earth, right? I don't remember most of the Krypton scenes. So I always see the sequence whenever I watch this, like, there was actually quite a lot on Krypton. And I never noticed. I mean, I did notice. I'm noticing it now. I'm noticing it every time I watch it. But then I forget. And I watch it again, I'm just like, I don't remember it being this long. And I don't know what it is. His father's advice was always interesting to me. His father, not his biological father. About, you know, not revealing himself. And it made sense. Like, to protect him and to protect others as well, especially. Like, it did make sense. But the whole bus scene always conflicted with me because, like, the options are either save them or let them die. Like, it's a bit vile to let them die like that. Like, if you have the ability to save them, you're going to do it, right? Yes, I know that you expose yourself, you expose your powers to your classmates, but ultimately there's a bunch of kids drowning in a school bus. Like, is the advice to let them die? Or just, you know, but it's not as bad as a tornado. It's not here yet, obviously, but when his dad dies, it's a really stupid scene, let's be honest. It's what was the point? Come on. I think Amy Adams is the best Lois Lane there's been. I don't know if that's a hot take. It might not be a hot take. She's probably the best actress to do it, but like, I mean, like, in terms of her character as Lois Lane, she's the best Lois Lane, at least in live action, that I have seen on screen. She's that good. She plays the role that well. It's literally the perfect casting. I'm watching the flight scene right now. Perfection. Also, that theme song, perfection. Times infinity. And it's over. Let me turn on the volume so you don't overhear it and doesn't get copyrighted. Michael Shannon played Zod really well as well. I don't think I ever mentioned that. Yeah, that final battle. I remember that final battle got so many criticisms because there was too much destruction in that movie, which I never got because it's two Kryptonians fighting in a city full of towers. Of course there's going to be destruction. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, Superman's going to tell Zod, hey, look man, we're destroying all these places, let's go and fight in a field. That's not how it works, is it? Obviously a lot of people would have died, but it's like a potential world-ending event. So, you know, I just never understood the criticism of there was too much destruction. There would be in the context of the movie. It makes a lot of sense why there'd be a lot of destruction. But yeah, a very good movie. That gets better every time I see it. To be honest, it's one of those. So yeah, like, if you see the trailers to The Flash, there's an alternate universe version of this, the Flashpoint version. Michael Shannon's back as Zod, and I assume they're here for that invasion that they were here for in Man of Steel, except this time it's Supergirl instead of Superman, and I'm assuming Superman died. That's just what I'm assuming. I could be wrong, because in Flashpoint, Superman, in an alternate universe, he never landed in the farm. He landed somewhere else. The government found him first, and they locked him up for his life until someone freed him. So yeah, I'm intrigued. There's a lot of theories and stuff, but I've tried to avoid everything. I'm looking forward to it, but I just thought refresh my mind on this because I know there's going to be like an alternate Man of Steel in that movie. So yeah, very good movie though. Really enjoyed it. It's an 8 out of 10. It's pretty damn solid and it looks pretty damn good in 4K. And that's an understatement. Sounds great as well. So yeah, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever